It is only that I do not wish to see you hurt. I know you will find someone to love, if only you will keep trying. A man who will respect and cherish you, someone you will want to marry." Ariadne met her friend's blue-eyed gaze and resisted the urge to roll her eyes. They had been over this subject innumerable times before, but after so many fruitless years of waiting for her soulmate to arrive, Ariadne was done looking. Her perfect mate simply did not exist. Of course, Ariadne knew that Emma had only the best of intentions, as did her other joyfully wedded friend, Mercedes. The pair of them were forever extolling the virtues of wedded bliss. But they were the exceptions rather than the rule, and she'd come to accept that a happy marriage was just not in the cards for her. From what she'd seen of the world, a happy marriage wasn't in the cards for most people. For every successful union, there were dozens more that were nothing short of ritualized torment, miserable traps designed to enslave women and turn reasonable men into callous brutes. She'd spent her entire childhood knowing precisely how bad marriage could be, as she witnessed her parents' constant fights and manipulations, each of them wounding the other to the quick with their never-ending schemes and myriad infidelities. When she'd been sent to school in Scotland in her teen years, it had been a relief to be away from her family. Little did she know that she would never see her parents again, that war and death would put an end to their acrimony and bitterness, once and for all. As for her cousin Theodore, well, she'd stopped dwelling on his betrayal long ago. Emma wanted her to be sensible and continue trying to make a good match. But the only match she had any interest in making was the kind that promised heated passions and the illicit pleasures of the flesh. And why should she not indulge? Just because she had given up on marriage didn't mean she couldn't enjoy men. Soon she would be a young woman of independent means, free to go where she pleased and to dally with whomever took her fancy. All she needed to do was choose the man, then take care to be discreet. She sipped more lemonade from her glass and resumed her perusal of the current selection of prospects scattered throughout the ballroom. "Which gentleman," she mused, "shall I invite to my bed?" Just then a large masculine shoulder, garbed in stark black, impeded her view of the dance floor. She looked up into a pair of piercing midnight blue eyes. Vexingly familiar eyes. Devil take it, what does he want? She repressed a sigh. Most women would have been quivering with delight to find themselves singled out by none other than Rupert Carl Octavian Whyte, Prince Regent of Rosewold, but Ariadne wasn't among them. High titles didn't impress her, not even kingly ones. As for the man himself, she could not deny that he was physically appealing. He had the chiselled features, tall, leanly muscled body and golden-haired countenance of a sun god, and the born arrogance to match. His entrance into a room alone had been known to induce swoons in young ladies, who would stare as if blinded by Apollo himself before falling into a dead faint at his feet. For his part, he hardly seemed to notice them. He gave even the daughters of dukes and marquises no more thought than he would a fly that had buzzed through a window and needed shooing. But his aloof demeanour did nothing to discourage his admirers. Quite the opposite, in fact. He was a monarch, after all, and monarchs were supposed to be beyond the reach of ordinary mortals. That, combined with his keen intellect, easy sophistication, and natural charisma, made Prince Rupert the most sought-after man in London. His mere presence inspired whispered speculation about which royal princess he would eventually take to wife, and who his next mistress might be. Rumour had it that George IV, newly ascended to England's throne after the death of his father in January, had been rather put out by all the attention lavished on the bachelor prince, as Rupert was sometimes called. Emma had relayed to her that a private meeting had been arranged between the two rulers, and although Emma had not been privy to all the details, Ariadne gathered that Rupert had thoroughly charmed King George. The two men had parted on the most amiable of terms, with firm promises of mutual support and alliance, and an invitation from George for Robert to hunt on any royal lands to which he might take a fancy. But as affable as Rupert could be when he chose, Ariadne knew him as Emma's arrogant, dictatorial, prideful older brother, who never seemed to tire of needling her. He'd been even worse since Emma's marriage to Dominic Gregory, Earl of Lyndhurst, now the Archduke of Wissenschloss. Ariadne had championed the match, going so far as to secretly